Today on the Ripoff Show, how to not get scammed with a fake micro SD card. So I'm looking on eBay and I'm in the mood to buy a 128 gigabyte micro SD card. And there's a few on here. $41.95, that's not too bad. $64.95. Hey, there's one for $7.26. And it's a class 10. Oh man, that's really great. It says SDXC, and that's right. Let's click it. Well, some things I can tell you wrong right off the bat is all major manufacturers put the size on their packaging. There's no size on that packaging. And there's no mention of XC on, no SDXC on the card, but on the card it's SDHC instead of XC. This card's clearly fake. There's no UPC symbol in the back. It's just clearly a fake card. And this seller's been selling, he's sold 1,371 of these. He's getting by with it. What's his feedback? He's got some negative feedback. What's it about? I bet it's about those cards. Yup, both were corrupted, horrible, counterfeit SD card, not as described. This guy's selling fake SD cards. He's getting by with it. Another seller, 7,812 sold. Got a little better picture. Look like the other guy might have stole the picture. This is actually a much better picture. You can see here micro SDHC. It's not the XC. Anything above 64 gigabytes has to be XC. That's not what this is. Same generic packaging, no UP symbol on the back, no mention of how large the card is on the front. It's 99% good feedback, but most of the stuff that sells is good. But his negative feedback, of course, is about this card. Does not work well, won't read or load, thing did not work, very cheap, piece of crap, don't waste your money on the garbage. It's because it's fake. He's selling fake cards. And eBay is letting him buy with it. I know they know about this. They have a tutorial on their site how to avoid these kind of things. So, I mean, surely this feedback should be getting to eBay. Here's one on this guy. He's charging $11.95 for his. Maybe the thought of charge a little more, maybe you'll think it's real. But and he has, you can see he has the 128 gigabyte on the packaging. But if you look close, it's obviously photoshopped on there. He's photoshopped the 128 gigabyte writing, and his card actually says XC on it. Now it doesn't say, you know, all the letters that it needs, is SDXC, but you know, it says XC on the card. Do you have any more pictures? No more pictures, so we can really figure it out. How's this feedback doing? And man, he's got 20 negatives this month, and they're on the same card. Bad business, terrible, unacceptable. All of his negative feedback is about that card. He's selling a 256 gigabyte version too, and it's clearly fake too. So I'm gonna show you guys how to avoid that. So unfortunately, right now there are a lot of sellers selling some fake micro SD cards on eBay, on Wish.com, and a lot of these sites. They're getting by with it, and people are just eating it up and buying it because of their lack of technical knowledge, and they're want for a really cheap deal. Now what they're doing is these cards, you'll put them in your computer or your device, and they'll report back to be, say, 128 gigabytes. But they're not. They're usually one of the cheap 4 gigabyte cards, maybe even a 2 gigabyte card. They have nowhere near the capacity they say they're having. How are they doing this? Because there's several parts to an SD card. There's the actual storage area, but then there's a controller that reports back to the computer or to the device. They're hacking this controller to report back a different size than it really is. So you think you have that until you start storing data to it and you reach the capacity of the actual card, and you'll lose your data and it'll not be recoverable. It's happened to me a couple times. I wanted to know what was going on. I did some research, and these are some fake cards that are going around. So I want to do a video to show you guys how to spot these fake cards. These fake cards, some of the best way to deal with a fake card is to spot it before you get it. So you don't end up having to go through the return process and wait for your money and have to deal with this shipper who wants you, this seller who wants you to ship it back to them, and you deal with all this stuff that they know you probably won't go through with, and they'll keep getting by with it and keep doing it. So first, SDHC is from 4 gigabyte to 32 gigabyte. Anything over 32 is not going to be an SDHC. The SDXC is 64 gigabytes to 2 terabytes. If it's a 64 gigabyte or larger card, it has to be an SDXC. And a lot of these sellers are just blatantly in their advertising, and eBay should catch this. They're calling it SDHC 120 gigabyte card, which is impossible. So, if you confront the seller about it, it's a mislabeled card, that's why it's cheaper, things that's not why. Now, you want to look at the packaging, you want to look at the UPC symbol on the back. Look it up. Look at the manufacturer up, and usually you can catch them just by the UPC symbol. A lot of them don't put UPC symbols on their packaging. You still think you're getting this great deal. So, look over the packaging. The packaging of these cards look great until you compare it to the real thing, which you can Google the real thing and find it, and it's the fonts are a little wrong. Things are just a little different, and in some cases they don't even make the card in that size. The manufacturer doesn't even make it. So what you want to do, if you do end up getting one of these cards and you've already ordered it and you've got it like I do, you want to test it. There's some known variations of the serial numbers. Now, notice the back of these cards have almost an identical serial number to these cards, and they're all fake, of course. Now, there's some programs. I'm going to put links in the description for you to click on. H2 Test W for Windows and Fake Flash Test for Windows. So there's also one called F3. It works on Linux, Mac, and a Windows console. So, I'll put those links in the description for you. Here's a sample of H2 Test on a fake card. Obviously, the warning, only 63,965 of 63,968 bytes tested. The media is likely to be defective. 7.7 gigabytes are okay. This is an 8 gigabyte card. 54.7 gigabytes of data was lost. So don't get yourself in a jam like I did. You're recording some video you think is really, really great, and you lose it because of these scammers on eBay selling you a fake micro SD card.